The girl's father simply danced a single dance, and it brought a dying child back to life. This miraculous scene made the girl begin to admire the power of dance. From that day on, she began secretly learning to dance, because in this remote mountain village, people all believed in a legend. The legend said that whoever could perform this dance was a messenger of God. Ordinary dancers could heal human illnesses, and those more powerful could even summon God. But there was also a special rule that only those who learned the dance had to be men of the bloodline. This rule caused the dance to slowly fade from people's sight. The reason women weren't allowed to learn the dance was because they believed women would bring misfortune to the village. But the girl's actions did not escape her grandfather's eyes. According to family rules, the girl had to face punishment from the clan leader. Even so, the girl showed no sign of regret. She was determined to continue learning to dance. Seeing the stubborn girl before him, her grandfather immediately decided to follow family law and throw the girl into the river to let God decide her fate. Fortunately, her mother arrived in time and threatened with her own life to save the girl's life. But the family rule still required that the girl be exiled from the village. For 10 years, she would not be allowed to return. Before leaving, her mother contacted her own sister and asked her to take care of the girl in the city until she could return home 10 years later. But after leaving the village, the girl didn't give up learning to dance. She combined her recorded videos with modern dance styles and created her own form of ritual dance 10 years later. The girl, through this dance, became the national dance competition champion and was hailed as the nation's foremost ritual dancer. When she realized the 10-year exile had ended, she didn't hesitate at all. She gave up her upcoming events and chose to return home to visit her parents. But as soon as she arrived home, she was met with her uncle's disdain. He criticized her revealing clothes and accused her of picking up bad habits outside, so he ordered the servants to bring a brazier and made her walk across it to cleanse her of evil spirits. Seeing her uncle's futile mindset, the girl felt a surge of anger. When she heard them threatening her with her mother, she could no longer contain her rage and kicked over the brazier in front of her. But her action enraged her uncle. He shouted that she was rebelling just as they were about to punish her. Her grandfather, hearing of her return, appeared before everyone. Seeing her grandfather throw down the photo from her national championship, the girl instantly realized her secret training had been discovered by him before she could react. Her grandfather ordered her punishment, but the girl broke free from their grasp and declared that this was no longer a feudal society. If they dared to lay hands on her again, she would immediately call the police. Then she picked up the ritual mask and said she had taken the ritual dance beyond the mountains, so the world could rediscover their sacred culture, and that she was far better than those who let the dance die. 10,000 times better. Hearing her accusations, her grandfather was filled with fury, but before he could say anything, a voice came from outside the door. Then James, her grandfather's longtime rival, appeared. He walked in, and his purpose was to steal the most important ritual artifact, the mask of the divine messenger. He declared that if they wanted it back, they'd have to defeat him in tomorrow's ceremony. Her grandfather tried to take it back, but his aging body held him back. He was no match for James, watching James leave with the mask. Everyone grew anxious for the ceremony tomorrow, because the only one who could win was the grandfather, who once lit 7 sacred pillars, but his current position forbade him from competing. Her father believed this was his daughter's chance. He wanted her to represent the family, and his only condition was that she be allowed to dance. Soon, the next day's ritual ceremony began. Each contestant had to dance to light the sacred pillars on stage. Whoever lit the most pillars would win the divine mask and become the new clan leader, but none of the younger villagers could light more than 2 pillars. Soon, it was James's turn. He put on the divine mask and lit the pillars one after another until the 8th pillar shone and a giant wolf appeared behind him. Everyone knew at that moment that James would win, but her father still wanted to try for his daughter. But he was no match for James, especially since James used the mask's power to suppress his strength. Seeing this, the crowd began to accuse James of cheating, but he showed no remorse, claiming that the rules didn't forbid interference and that his actions were allowed, leaving the crowd powerless to stop him. And because of James's interference, her father soon collapsed on stage. Only 4 pillars were lit, and James grew even more arrogant, calling calling everyone useless trash. Just as James was about to announce that he was the new clan leader, a powerful wind swept across the stage, and a masked stranger appeared on the platform. When the dance began, the stage filled with the dancers' mirages. As the crowd gasped in awe, the masked dancer suddenly took flight, each step landing perfectly on a sacred pillar, and each pillar ignited beneath her feet. Soon, all 10 pillars were glowing, and a colossal figure rose behind the masked dancer.